We're doing another Horrid Henry video, as you can see. And I think you can guess what we're doing. We're reading an early reader's Horrid Henry School Fair book, so it's not going to be that long. Start, Henry. Chapter 1. Henry, Pete, I need your donations to the school fair now! Mum was in a bad mood. She was helping Moody Margaret's mum organise the fair and had been nagging Henry for ages to give away some of his old games and toys. Horrid Henry hated giving, but he liked getting. I mean, you don't need to say the book, but he liked getting. Horrid Henry stood in his bedroom. Everything he owned was on the floor. How about giving away those bricks, said Mum. You never play with them anymore. No, said Henry. They were bound to come in useful someday. How about some soft toys? When was the last time you played with Spotty Dog? No, said Horrid Henry. He's mine. Perfect Peter appeared in the doorway dragging 2 enormous sacks. Here's my contribution to the school fair, Mum, said Perfect Peter. Mum peeped inside the bags. Are you sure you want to give away so many toys, said Mum. Yes, said Peter. I'd like other children to have fun with playing with them. What a generous boy you are, Peter, she said, giving him a big hug. Henry scowled. Peter could give away all of his toys for all Henry cared. Henry wanted to keep everything. Chapter 2. Wait, how could he have forgotten? Henry reached under his bed and pulled out a large box hidden under a blanket. The box contained all the useless, horrible presents Henry had ever received. Packs of hankies, vests with ducks on them, a nature guide. Henry hated nature. Why would anyone want to waste their time looking at pictures of flowers and trees? And then, right at the bottom was the worst present of all, a walkie, burpy, slurpy, teasy, weasy doll. He got it for Christmas from a great aunt he'd never met. The card she'd written was still attached. Dear Henrietta, I thought this doll would be perfect for a sweet little 2-year-old like you. Take good care of your new baby. Love, Great Aunt Greta. Even worse, she sent Peter something brilliant. Dear Pete, you must be a teenager by now. I'm too old for toys, so here's £25. Don't spend it all on sweets. Love, Great Aunt Greta. Henry had screamed and begged, but Peter got to keep the money, and Henry was stuck with the doll. He has far too embarrassed to try and to sell it. So the doll just lived hidden under his bed with all the other rotten gifts. Take that, said Henry, giving the doll a kick. Mama, Mama, babbled the baby doll. Baby burp! Not Great Aunt Greta's present, said Mum. Take it or leave it, said Henry. You can have the rest as well. Mum sighed. Some lucky children are going to be very happy. She took the hateful presents and put them in the jumble sack. Phew! He got rid of that doll at last. He lived in terror of rude Ralph or Moody Margaret coming over and finding it. Now he'd never have to see that burping, slurping, long-haired thing again. Chapter 3. I didn't even remember Chapter 2 thing. I only remembered the Chapter 1 at the beginning. And Henry crept into the spare room where Mum was keeping all the donated toys and games for the fair. He thought he'd have a quick poke around and see what good stuff would be for sale tomorrow. That way he could make a dash and be first in queue. There were rolls of raffle tickets, bottles of wine, the barrel for the lucky dip, and sacks of toys. Wow, what a hoard! Henry just had to move that rolled up poster out of the way and start rummaging. Henry pushed aside the poster and then stopped. I wonder what this is, he thought. I think I'll just unroll it and have a little peek. No harm in that. Well, it's getting a little bit darker, guys. When we started, it was like light blue. Carefully, he untied the ribbon and laid the poster flat on the floor. Then he gasped. This wasn't jumble, it was the treasure map. Whoever guessed the treasure was hidden always won a fabulous prize. Last year, Sarah Susan had won a skateboard. The year before, Jolly Josh had won a Super Soaker 2000. Boy, it sure was worth trying to find that treasure. Horrid Henry usually had least 5 goes, but his luck was so bad, he had never even come close. Henry looked at the map. There was the island with its caves and lagoons, and the sea surrounding it filled with whales and sharks and pirate ships. The map was divided into 100 numbered squares. Somewhere under one of those squares was an X. I'll just admire the lovely picture, thought Henry. He stared and stared. No X. He ran his hands over the map. No X. Henry sighed. It was so unfair. He never won anything, and this year the prize was sure to be a Super Soaker 5000. Henry lifted the map to roll it up as he raised the thick paper to the light. A large, unmistakable X was suddenly visible beneath square 42. The treasure was just under the whale's eye. He had discovered the secret. Yes, said Horrid Henry, punching the air. It's my lucky day, at last. But wait, Mum was in charge of the treasure map stall. If he had first in the queue and instantly bagged square 42, she was sure to be suspicious. So how could he let a few other children go first, but make sure none of them chose the right square? I know the answer to what he's gonna do, but you're gonna have to watch the video and find out. And then suddenly he had a brilliant, spectacular idea. Chapter 4. Tra-la-la-la, trilled Horrid Henry as he, Peter, Mum and Dad walked to the school fair. You're cheerful today, Henry, said Dad. I'm feeling lucky, said Horrid Henry. He burst into the playground and went straight to the treasure map stall. A large queue of eager children keen to pay 20p for a chance to guess had already formed. There was the mystery prize, a large, tempting, Super Soaker-sized box. I know what's going to happen at the end, but you're going to have to watch to find out. Rude Ralph was first in line. Psst, Ralph, whispered Henry. I know where X marks the spot. I'll tell you if you give me 50p. Deal, said Ralph. 92, whispered Henry. Thanks, said Ralph. He wrote his name in square 92 and walked off whistling. Rudy Margaret was next. Psst, Margaret, whispered Henry. I know where the X marks the spot. Where? Said Margaret. Pay me 50p and I'll tell you, whispered Henry. Why should I trust you? Said Margaret loudly. Henry shrugged. Don't Trust me then, and I'll tell Susan, said Henry. Margaret gave Henry 50p. 2, whispered Horrid Henry. Margaret wrote her name in square 2 and skipped off. Henry told Lazy Linda the treasure square was 4. Henry told Daisy Dave the treasure square was 100. Weepy William was told 22. Anxious Andrew was told 14. Then Henry thought it was time. He bagged the winning square. He made sure none of the children he tricked were nearby. Then pushed into the queue behind Beefy Bert. His pockets bulged with cash. What number do you want, Bert? Asked Henry's mum. I don't know, said Bert. Hi, Mum, said Henry. Here's my 20p. Now where could that treasure be? Henry pretended to study the map. I think I'll try 37, he said. No, wait, 84. Wait, I'm still deciding. Hurry up, Henry, said Mum. Other children want to have a go. Okay, 42, said Henry. Mum looked at him. Henry smiled at her and wrote his name in the square. Then he sauntered off. He could feel that super soaker in his hands already. Wouldn't it be fun to spray the teachers? Chapter 5. Horrid Henry had a fabulous day. He threw wet sponges at Miss Battlewax in the buffet teacher's stall. He joined in his class square dance. He got a marble in the lucky dip. Henry didn't even scream when Perfect Peter won a box of notelets in the raffle, and Henry didn't win anything despite spending £3 on tickets. Time to find the winner of the treasure map competition, boomed a voice over the playground. Everyone stampeded to the store. Suddenly, Henry had a terrible thought. What if Mum had switched the X to a different sport at the last minute? He couldn't bear it. He absolutely couldn't bear it. He had to have that super soaker. Chapter 6. And the winning number is... Mum lifted up the treasure map. 42! The winner is Henry! Yes! Screamed Henry. What? Screamed Ralph. Moody Margaret, Lazy Linda, Weepy William, and Anxious Andrew. Here's your prize, Henry, said Mum. She handed Henry the enormous box. Congratulations. She did not look very pleased. Eagerly, Henry tore off the paper. The prize was a walkie-talkie, burpy, slurpy, teasy, wheezy doll. Mama, 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 babbled the doll. Baby, slap! Ah! Howled Henry. I think that's the end. Yes, it's the end. Bye, guys. It's kind of dark outside, not as dark as in the last